Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is Tropical Tuesday, and I hope the weather cooperates. It seems like it will be nicer weather today than it was yesterday. But for today, I have a very good family friend, Karen Quass, who is a yoga teacher, and she was so nice, and she made a yoga video that is kid friendly, easy to follow, and beginner friendly. I watched it. I love it. I'm going to do it again and again. And I will put it here, so enjoy. And then afterwards, we're going to read Peaceful Piggy Yoga by Kerry Lee MacLean. So enjoy.
Hi, my name is Karen and I'm a yoga teacher and I'm going to teach you how to do some yoga today. So some of you may know about yoga or maybe even have done some yoga, and some of you may not have heard of yoga or may not have done yoga. So I'm going to teach you some moves, but basically what yoga is a way to play, a way to have fun, and it makes you feel good. So we're going to do some breathing. So we do a lot of breathing in yoga, which is what we do all the time anyway, naturally. But we're going to do some special ways of breathing that help you to calm down. So yoga can make you calm down when you feel like you may be a little too excited, or maybe you may be a little nervous about something. So yoga helps you to calm. It's a fun way to calm down, makes your body feel good. So whether you've done it or not, everybody can do yoga. So let's get started. We're going to start by sitting with your legs out. So your legs are straight and you're sitting up tall, as if somebody were pulling you up from the top of your head. Just pull up, sitting tall. Then we're going to go into crisscross applesauce. So we sit cross-legged, we call it crisscross applesauce. We're going to do our first breathing practice, and you may not have a ball like this, but I'm going to use it to kind of show you what happens when we breathe. So let's take an inhale, and as we inhale, the belly expands and the lungs expand. And when we breathe out, everything gets smaller, it contracts. So we're going to inhale, breathing through the nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Do it a couple more times. Take a deep breath through the nose, expanding the belly, and exhale. You pull your belly button back towards your back. So we inhale, the belly grows bigger. Exhale. We squeeze it in gently, pulling the belly button in. One more big breath. In and out. So this is what happens to our body naturally when we breathe. In, expands, and out, it contracts, it gets smaller. So that's one way to breathe. Another way is to just take a deep inhale and exhale through your mouth, making a ha sound. So if you can make yourself hear the ha when you exhale. So what that does is makes you feel a little more calm. So if you're feeling a little too excited or too nervous, take a deep inhale and then exhale out with a sound. One more time. And just notice your breath. So we are always breathing whether we're aware of it or not. But making us aware of it sometimes helps us to calm down. So we're going to come into a couple of poses. In the first pose, we're going to go into our hands and knees. Like this. So we're going to do something called cat-cow. We use a lot of animal names. So this is the cow pose. We drop the belly and look up towards the ceiling. take a deep breath here. So we inhale, and then as we exhale the breath out, you round the back. So you're putting your chin to the top of your chest. Exhale. This is the cat. Like sometimes you might have seen a cat making an arch with their back. And we're going to inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. And we'll do that a few times. In yoga, a lot of the poses that we're going to do have names of animals. So this is the cat and the cow animal. Then we're going to do a dog animal next. So we'll do one more cow and cat. And then we're going to come back to this tabletop. And we're going to come into what we call rock pose. So we're going to be like a rock. So we bring the hips all the way back down. So your feet meet your seat. Bring your arms by your sides and forehead to the mat. So this is called rock pose. Rock pose can be a nice place to take a little quiet time if you need quiet time. Also helps you to relax. And we stay very still, just like a rock that you might find on the beach or in the woods. So we'll be still like a rock. Now we're going to come back up. So come back up to a sitting. We're going to come back into that tabletop. Tuck the toes under, and this animal pose, we call it downward facing dog. So we'll call it dog pose. So we're going to press in to the hands, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, and we're in downward facing dog. So if you want to add any barking sounds or ruff, ruff, you can do that. Pretend you're a dog. Now we're going to walk the feet. So walk the feet up to the hands, keeping the hands on the mat. You can bend your knees. And now we're in a forward fold, what we call a forward fold. And from here you can kind of sway side to side. And then we're going to come all the way up. So bring the hands onto your hips, bend your knees, and come all the way to standing up. And let's take a big sun breath. We're going to inhale, reach up to the sky, wiggle your hands, and on the exhale, we're going to go forward fold again, and we're going to touch the earth. So touching the earth with the hands. Then we're going to stand up and reach up to the sky. Big breath in here. And we're going to go back and touch the earth. And exhale as we go touch the earth. One more time. Let's reach really high. Reach for the sky. And then we're going to exhale, bringing the arms back down. Standing tall. We're going to be a mountain now. So we're going to come into what we call mountain pose. So you're still here, just like a rock, right? Because mountains are made of rocks sometimes. So we're going to press through the feet. And again, we're going to pretend somebody's pulling us up to the top of our head. So we're standing really tall. Big and tall. And breathe here. So we're going to inhale. And then like you're blowing out, like you're going to whistle out through the mouth. One more inhale and out through the mouth. Now we're going to be a tree. So we've been a rock, a mountain. Now we're going to come into tree pose. We're going to bring the hands onto the hips, lifting your left foot. You can put your left foot till you're up on your toes, or you can lift the foot up resting it on your lower leg. And then, like any tree, we're going to make branches. So we're going to bring our arms out, and maybe it's a windy day, so the branches are moving. So you're going to just gently go side to side. And if you feel like you're going to fall, put your foot down. You can bring it back up, or you can keep your foot down the whole time. And wherever you're at, let's bring everything back down. And we did that on one foot. Now we're going to come on to the other foot. And again, you can keep your toes on the mat and the heel resting on your leg, or you can bring the foot up to the leg, adding some branches. If you feel really wobbly, it helps to look at something. Find a spot on the floor in front of you, and you can look at that. That sometimes helps you to balance. And we're going to hold it just a little bit more. One more breath. And exhale. And then let's just shake everything out. Shake your hands, shake your arms, your legs. Just kind of shake everything out. And then we're going to come into dancer's pose. If you're a dancer, you might be familiar with this. And if you're not, you might be familiar with it too. It's another little bit balanced pose. So the other thing you can do if you're feeling wobbly, you can hold on to something. We're going to lift up one leg, grab onto the foot, and come forward. And then we're going to switch sides. So go on to the other foot, hold on to something, or if you can do it without holding on, you can do that as well. And we're going to bring that foot back down. So our feet are close together. Now we're going to pretend we're going to sit in a chair. Just like you were about to sit in a chair, but we don't go all the way down. We don't want to fall down. So you want to just bend your knees and bring your arms out, just like you're sitting in a chair. So you might feel this in your legs. Now we're going to bring the hands all the way down and come back to our tabletop on our hands and knees. From here, walk the hands forward one step for each hand, and we're going to come down onto our belly. So you can stack your hands, rest your head on the hands, and we're going to lift the head, lift the feet, lift the arms like a flying airplane. So you can pretend you're flying. Maybe some people feel like they're Superman. And make sure you're breathing. Notice, inhale, you breathe in, and you breathe out. And let's lower everything down. And take a rest here, putting your chin on the mat. Lift the chin up. We're going to come into cobra or snake pose. So we're going to bring the hands right under the shoulders. You're lying on your belly. The elbows come in and hug your body. So come in, bring the elbows in, press with the hands, and we lift up like a snake, sort of slithering side to side. Then we come back to center, and we're going to come into what we call child's pose. So you bring the knees out a little bit wider. You bring the big toes together so they touch, and you bring your knees out to the side and press the hips back, leaving your hands where they are. Bring the forehead to the mat and take a couple breaths here. See how deep you can breathe. See if you can feel the belly expanding here. So that, think of that toy with the belly growing big. And then when you breathe out, the belly comes back in. Now we're going to use the hands to come back up. And we're going to come back to sitting. Only this time, we're not going to do crisscross applesauce. We're going to bring the bottoms of the feet together. So the bottoms of your feet are touching. You grab on underneath your feet or on the ankles, and we're going to be a butterfly. So just like a butterfly flapping its wings, we flap the knees up and down. So just like a butterfly, just doing it gently. Feel like a butterfly here. And we're going to stop the butterfly and come back into sitting, and this time our legs are out straight. So our toes, we bring our toes up, so we're pointing our toes towards our head. And our arms come out, and we're going to do a little walking. So I don't really know what the name for this is, but I call it kind of walking on your hips and legs. So we're just going to walk forward. So you're going to switch side to side. See if you can bring your feet all the way forward, keeping the legs straight. And then we're going to go backwards. So you can kind of play with this. You can pretend you're a train. Choo choo. Then we're going to stop here. Take one more breath. So we're going to reach up towards the sky again. Take a deep breath in. And then breathe out. Bring your hands down towards your legs. And drop the head. Now we're going to do our final pose, how we always end yoga, in a resting pose. So wherever you are, just come to lying down on your back. So you're going to lie down. Bring your arms by your sides and the hands facing up. So staying there, your eyes can be open or closed. And this is a time to rest. We always do this at the end of the yoga class, so your body and your mind can have a time to be quiet. And sometimes people turn it into a nap, they fall asleep. It can be a relaxing pose. You just lie here for another little bit. Your mind can wander, just allowing yourself to do nothing. As you might notice here too, you can put your hand on your belly. You might feel the belly rise and fall with your breath. So you don't need to do anything special, just see what you feel. See if you can feel the breath making the belly big, and then the belly collapses. Now we're going to end this rest period with a little movement. First, we're going to wiggle the toes. So wiggle your toes. And then wiggle your fingers. Turn your head to the left, to the right, back to center. Take a deep breath in. Lift your arms up and over your head. So you're reaching with your hands right out behind you. And bring the arms back down to your side. And turn on to your side. and find your way back to sitting crisscross applesauce. And thank you. This ends our yoga class. We always end by bringing our hands together at the area of your heart, the heart center, and we look down towards our fingers and we say a word called Namaste. And that's how we end our yoga practice. I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye now.
So good. So now I'm going to read Peaceful Piggy Yoga. It's one of my favorite yoga books. And I'm not going to read the description of each pose, but I will leave it up. So if you want to follow the exact description, you can click pause on the video and then practice it. But really, it's kind of just a fun way to review a bunch of yoga poses, especially some of the ones that Karen just did. So sit back, enjoy. Everyone loves yoga. Tree pose. The tree pose will give you great balance. Kids do it for fun. This candlestick. This stretches your back. It's good for the heart too. Moms and dads do it for peace of mind. Full lotus. This pose will help you feel a peaceful place inside. Football players do yoga to get stronger. Gate pose. This pose opens your rib cage so you can breathe more deeply. Ballerinas do yoga for better balance. Hand-toe pose. This pose gives you excellent balance and makes your stomach strong. Movie stars do it to look good. Warrior pose. This pose makes your legs strong. Cowboys do yoga after a hard day in the saddle. Seated twist. This pose stretches your whole torso, back and front. Babies do yoga without even knowing it. Cobra. This pose opens chest, deepens breathing. It brings oxygen to your brain so you can think more clearly. You can do yoga anytime, anywhere, any place. Lord of the Dance. Stretches spine and improves balance. Try yoga at school to get calm and clear before a spelling test. Half lotus. This pose is 1/2 the strain of the full lotus. And at bedtime, when you're too rootin' tootin' riled up to go to sleep, the corpse pose will help you calm down. Corpse pose. This posture is extremely calming. Sweet dreams. Daily yoga helps piggies concentrate better. Run faster. climb higher than ever before, which means peaceful piggies feel on top of the world. The end. So I hope if you do these yoga poses that you enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow.